Perfect Talk is what it do. It's your guy DJ Playboy back in the building for 2024. This year is no different. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. On this episode, we got to talk about your man Trump. They took him off the Colorado ballot. They took him off the Maine ballot. What's next? Also, Offset and Cardi B. Are they together? Are they separated? Do we even need an answer? And also, we got to talk about Nikki Haley. She was talking about the Civil War and did not mention slavery at all. And Adam 22 and Lena the Plug are back in the news, man. I got that and much, much more. It's Perfect Talk Podcast, baby. What's good, y'all? It's your man DJ Playboy back with another episode of the Perfect Talk Podcast, man. And I'm here with my dog, my partner, my guy, Spec. What's going on, brother?
What's good, man? Merry Christmas, Happy New
holidays,
Year,
bro.
Happy holiday.
Happy New Year. This is the first one for the new year for y'all. You know what I mean? Y'all be rocking out with Perfect Talk Podcast in 2024. But you know what I mean? We actually ain't gonna lie to y'all. We recorded this before New Year, so if something crazy happened on New Year's, don't be like, why they not talking about it? Why nothing happened? We got to get it in before the party begins. But to everybody out there, Happy New Year. Thank you for rocking with us in 23. We're gonna keep holding it down for y'all in 24. Man.
Yes, sir.
How's your holidays though?
My holidays was good, man.
Traveled, right?
Yeah, a little bit to the city.
Okay.
So, I mean, it wasn't too bad. Spent about a day and a half down there. And came back late Christmas night. Yeah. And opened up gifts. And got some couple of days of relaxation before going back to work. So, nice. It was good.
Nice. Yeah. Kids, the kid and wifey was happy with the presents and all that?
Yeah, everybody was happy. I was happy. Yeah. You know, I didn't get no dad gifts. So
what's a dad gift? Like a whack one?
Socks, a tie.
I wanted socks.
I mean, no, let me. Sometimes those things are necessary.
Yeah, but it wasn't like the only person.
Right. I got. I mean, everything that I got, you know, is something that I needed or I wanted, or that I didn't even expect. So
you know what's great? I got the PS5, right? It's you see it right there. Wifey got it for me. But I don't. You know what's great? I don't really even think I wanted a P. I asked for it, right? But you not before November, I wasn't even thinking about a PS5.
Okay.
I think they like, remember the movie Inception where they just put something in your head. Like, I really think Sony people was on their grind with the marketing this year because it was like subtle marketing. Mm-hmm. It was like, because I listened to a lot of, like, this is like an example, The Breakfast Club. Charlamagne does Amazon commercials, so it's an Amazon like ad, right, where he's talking about buying stuff for the holidays, but he slips in, or maybe I might buy myself a PS5 with the new spot. It was like real subtle, you know what I mean? And I think they was doing a lot of that because I'm like, I shit you not, bro. Before November, I was not even thinking about, but I feel like they put the necessity in my head, you know what I mean? And made me feel like I had that. So shout out to Wifey, she got that for me. And I felt good because I got my little one and her and Wifey, their favorite presents came from me, you know what I'm saying? Okay. So I feel like I won Christmas. You know what I mean? My daughter, she's away with her grandparents right now, but she got a harmonica, which is like a old school little harmonica. And I was just like, it was funny because I kind of just seen it. We was shopping for it, but we was getting a bunch of stuff, and then we was looking for little things as well, like, you know, stocking stuffers. Right. And then I got her a harmonica. And she's been rocking out with it. She loves it. And I don't know. I thought I'd be annoyed with it by day one, but I'm like, is she good at it? Like, I'm like, I don't know if she's good at it or if everyone just picks up a harmonica and they nice. But I'm not annoyed yet. So you know what I mean. Cool. I like to she's musical. She likes to dance. She likes to listen to music. So I kind of like to, you know what I mean, make sure I stimulate that muscle because it's just like, see what you like, see what's out there. You know what I mean. Start young. You know what I mean.
Never know.
Better. Mm-hmm. Oh man, what else is new, man? I was doing a delivery, right? What was it? Maybe yesterday or 2 days ago. I was doing delivery and I was picking food up, and the food was sitting right there when I was picking it up. But I didn't want to just grab it and then take it. You know,
like from the store? Yeah,
because it might be the wrong order, and then I gotta come back. You know what I mean? So I'm waiting for homeboy to give it to me so that, you know what I mean, I know it's the right order. And the dude, he's washing dishes. He stopped. He didn't notice me at first. And he stops what he's doing. He's come over. You know, kind of like fake dries his hands, comes over, he's like, oh, da-da-da, says the name, all right, cool. He starts getting the package ready, and he hands are still wet, mind you, and he picks it up, and he hands it to me, right? And at the last second, as he about to hand it to me, I realized, like, this finger ain't like, all the way on there. This finger is, like, at the halfway point. And it was, but I didn't peep it till the last second, and then it was dripping wet. Oh man! So like, I almost dropped the food. It was like, was kind of nervous.
I don't want to grab this.
Yeah, I was like, nah, you can't put it out of hand, bro. Like, come on, man. That shit that threw my whole thing off, bro. I didn't want to make him feel bad. He might be a thief where he from. So I don't know, but like that shit threw me off, bro. I was like, damn, bro. Like, I didn't even know how to react. I was like, I gotta bring this to the podcast to let them know, man. That joint threw me off, but it made me think of a game of it's called Would You Rather.
Okay.
Where people. You know what I mean? Like, people just do it all the time. It's a big thing on Reddit. Like the one I seen that made me think of this, other than that story, was this one right here I'm looking at. It says it's like red pill, blue pill. Which one would you pick? Mm-hmm. Red pill is restart your life at 6 years of age with all the knowledge that you have now, or the blue pill would be $10 million in cash right now on the spot.
Oh wow, I'd start.
Because even with what you know now at 6 years old, I guess you'd have to have enough confidence in that you'd be able to get way past the 10 million.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, for me at this point, it wouldn't even have nothing to do with the money because I know I would get past 10 million.
Yeah, because it would just be like about 6 years old if you know right, that. Yeah,
it would just be more about, well, am I still gonna meet wifey? Am I still gonna have Aaron? Am I still like? It'll be those things that I think about because the money piece, that's no question. If I had all the knowledge today and go back, man, please. But it would be okay. Well, what about my family today? Yeah. Do I get the same family? Like, so.
But it made me think of one. That's a good one. It made me think of.
So if the answer was no, you may start a new family.
Oh, because you gotta be like.
I would have to just give me the 10 mil.
Take the 10 mil now and then do what you're gonna do with that, make it bubble. Yeah, that makes sense because you don't want to. If I was single, I would definitely why not
start over?
Yeah, go back to sit. But then, do I really want to deal with?
I'd start over. Ma, you can't tell me shit. Pops, you can't.
That's what I'm saying.
Kick me out the house.
At 6 years old, ain't nobody gonna like respect you. Ain't nobody gonna want to. You gonna try to be with older chicks? They looking at you like you crazy. That's the only part downside.
Trying to teach the teacher. Man, I know Pythagorean theorem.
Nah, I don't know.
Kicked out of school.
That's a hard one, though. I didn't think about like not knowing the actual people that we know now. But now here's another one. This is one I thought of. It was Would you rather? I wrote it down. Would you rather lose control of either? So basically, like lose functionality of your feet or your hands. So everything your feet do, balance, walking, you lose that. Mm-hmm. Or would you rather lose control of everything your hands do, grabbing, picking? It's a hard one, right?
Wow. I'd have to sit on that one. That's damn.
If for the sake of time, I think I like walking. And I feel like I can still do a lot of things without, but then you won't even be able to like feel. I don't know. That's weird.
There's a lot of things that are accessible nowadays. They built ramps. But my hands. Yeah. That means.
Because you can't even like pick your kid up. You can't like slap your girl butt. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like you lose all.
Slap your meat. I mean, whatever.
Right? Yeah. I didn't even think about that.
I'd have to go with the feet. I guess I have to go with I'd lose the feet and keep my hands.
I don't know. I might go the other way because I'm like, it's hard to exercise with no feet.
Nah, you could. I mean, you get your top workout. You be swole.
I'm looking like you can't get anyway.
Be swole,
but you can't hit that elliptical. The elliptical gonna be on. Nah, but let's take it right to Plicker's Spotlight Story. If you don't know, that's when we take it to I shine a light on a subject, a topic, something that I feel needs a light shown on it, and female rappers. That's what I kind of want to talk about. It was something that made me think about it. Catching up with Spec. We haven't spoken to each other in a couple of weeks on this platform. But Cardi B and Offset apparently seem to have gone their separate ways, and it made me really feel like I don't know why this one in particular, because a lot of rumors of infidelity came up, whether they've been founded or unfounded have come up. And it just really made me feel like I don't like that the artists that are at the top of in the black community, right, or the Hispanic community, whatever Cardi B identifies as, they're getting cheated on, they're getting done wrong, and it's like, but they get back with these dudes, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, well, what message does that send to the kid who's like super impressionable, right, male or female, when they see that, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, I don't have to respect the bounds of a relationship if I know I'm gonna get right back. Or from a girl perspective, she's like, well, Cardi B gets cheated. You know how many times I heard girls say, even Beyonce gets cheated on? I'm like, that's terrible. I was like, I don't know if that's a good thing to be, you know what I'm saying? And I guess with me is I also want to give these artists grace, right? I want to be like, a Beyonce, she's a human being. Like, she can't control, she gets cheated on. Right. But it's also, and this is more in the case of a Cardi B, it's like, once you get, like, at least Beyonce made an album out of it. But, like, with Cardi B is, like, we found out on Live, right? I think she came out and said, I was trying to, like, not really tell y'all for a while, but I've been single for a while. You know what I mean? I didn't really know how to let y'all know. And it's like, I think with me, it's like, if you're going to be an open book like that, you got to stand on business. You know, because it could be the other side of it. You could be getting done wrong behind closed doors. Nobody really has to know this stuff. But it's like, when you put this out here for us all to see, it's like, I don't want to put it in a position where it's like, well, now you got to be Coretta Scott King. Now you got to be Michelle Obama in the sense of you got to handle yourself like the top women that we look at in society. But I also want to be like, don't steer the next generation in the wrong.
So what do you? Direction. So are you saying like in terms of taking him back or just putting it out there? Like,
no, I think she could put it out there. I don't have no problem. But stand on business. I don't want it too much from now that we see. I would like to see y'all because they have a family. But if you know that this is a recurring situation, they know their situation better than I do. I want to be a happy family. But if it's not healthy, if it's not a great thing, they're all people of means. It's not like their kids is gonna go without just because they don't live in the same house. So if it's a situation where you're not getting the respect that I think you deserve from your significant other, that you're getting from fans, that you're getting from people who don't even know you. Yeah, I don't think it sends the greatest message to get back in that situation. Or, on the other end of it, if you... And I've cheated on people. I've been cheated on. You know what I'm saying? None of us are immune. You might want to get back with that person. But then it's like, don't be out there like that. Don't put it...
Like on some, like...
Anytime something goes bad, now I'm hopping on the live. You know what I mean? Because now it's like... You are a role model whether you like it or not. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, people are following that. And... Also, you're not putting out no music. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on there? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that to me is the biggest thing. Like, at least if all this was going on and you was putting out music throughout it, like, that's why I said I got to give Beyonce some grace. She took her tragedy and turned it into content. You know what I'm saying? And ate off of it. You know what I'm saying? So at least it's like, all right, there's a silver lining at least kind of in this whole thing. But it's like, Cardi, you ain't putting nothing out. Like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? And what's going like that, and that too, like what? Shout out, speaking of female rappers, shout out to Nicki Minaj. And in the time that we spoke, and she's dropped an album.
Oh, did she?
Oh yeah,
I didn't even know that. I'd listened.
Good, okay. Bro, it came out number one. It's got some.
When did she drop?
I want to say it wasn't Black Friday because I know that was the original.
In November?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't Black Friday. That was the original date. I think was going to be.
Okay.
And then something with like Wayne's album was coming out and. I think she had pushed it back. So I believe it came out December 11th. I'm looking at Apple Music
mid-December.
Right now. Yeah. But Pink Friday too. And she's got some bangers on there. She came out at number one. You know what I mean? And I respect Nicki. One, because she set another record too. She's the first artist with first rap female artist with 3 number 1 albums.
Okay.
Foxy Brown was the original record holder, or previous record holder, I should say. And she surpassed her with the 3rd album coming out. But no, it's like Nicki's record after record after record. You know what I mean? Like, and not, I don't mean just dropping records. I mean setting records. You know what I'm saying? With first woman, female artist to do this, first da. So it's like I respect Nicki in the sense that it was like, yo, when it's go time, it's go time. Like we putting content out, and I don't want to make it a Nicki versus Cardi thing because I think that's cliche to do. But in the sense of we started this conversation about Cardi, it makes me wonder like, can Cardi do it?
Well, not with Nicki. I mean, they're two different, if you ask me, they're two different type of artists, even though they both are rappers. Like, I look at Nicki and, like, Nicki's a rapper, like, you know, bars.
Yeah.
Whereas Cardi, I feel like she puts out, I mean, whenever she decides to put out music, is good. It's, you know, but I don't I don't compare anybody to Nicki, because I do believe at this point Nicki's been around for over a decade. I mean, even longer than that. No, she came out like what, 09 or 2010, like.
I saw Nicki Minaj up here in Albany, probably like 2009, 2010.
Right, yeah. So I mean,
popping, I think, a little.
And she's been on, as far as I'm concerned, on top ever since. Yeah. And so, I mean, I don't compare them to, and so, you know, but as far as, you know, what we was talking about and being, I do believe, you know, in all entertainers, sports figures, unfortunately, it's not your choice, but you are a role model, right? People do look up to you whether you like it or not. So, but on a personal level, and if I was in that position, I would be somewhat cognizant of the fact that I am a role model and the example that I'm trying to set. But I'm also, you know, Charles Barkley said back in the early 90s, don't listen to me, I'm not a role model.
I was just about to ask you to get that campaign. That was Charles, okay.
And I also mess with that. Like, I don't believe, and back to Beyonce, because Thalia and I, you know, have spoken about this before, because she was like, you know, think about the example that she's setting for all these girls when she took Jay-Z back. And I'm like, well, one, the heart wants what the heart wants.
Wait, so she doesn't think that she should have took him back? Or she
doesn't? Yeah, she was just like, I don't know why. Like, she don't need him for anything. You know, she got her own money, you know.
But they're married, though.
Well, they are married. Yeah. But it just speaks to the whole, oh, you get cheated on no matter who, you're supposed to leave that dude, or you're supposed to leave. And no, one, the heart wants what the heart wants. Two, people can change. And three, people do deserve second chances. And four, again, I don't believe, at the end of the day, what I eat don't make you shit. And so you can't live your life for the fans. You can't live your life for what are they going to think of me, or things. You have to at the end of the day, you have to look at yourself in the mirror. And so you have to do what makes you happy at the end of the day. This life is too short to be worried about what everybody else is thinking.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, so
100%. So like, yeah, you just said that. I thought it, like, if Beyonce would have went the other way, or if a Cardi B, you know what I'm saying, would have went the other way and just been like, I'm not one fuck up, I'm done, right? The fans ain't gonna give you a pat on the back for leaving. They gonna, you know what I mean? They probably still might be hating on something, you know what I mean, about you. So it's like, you do got to do what you got to do for yourself, and it sucks. Because we're in such a society where these people are putting you on a pedestal that you probably don't even want to be on.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's like, I should be allowed to, if something happens in my private life, you know what I'm saying, I should be allowed to navigate that without the judgment of the public. Now, when you put it out there for everyone to see, you know what I mean, it does kind of, you can't take that stance, you know what I mean? But no, I don't. They're rappers. Whether they're, you know what I mean, it sucks.
And it's all about expectation setting.
But no, I think with female rappers, for some reason, like, we expect a male rapper to be like a rock star, be a little crazy, be going out. Like, who is he supposed to be a role model for? Like, we're not asking them.
No, they're not role models.
Nah.
By another stretch of imagination.
It's like, but then we don't
hold the females to that same standard.
Yeah, we're like, oh, she rapping about sex all day. Like, all right, like.
So do the men.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Why she can't rap about nothing other than tits and ass? You know what I mean? But so we do got to get the female rappers. And in 2023, the female rappers.
They made hell yeah, like. I fucked with the female rappers.
There was not a hip hop artist at number one until Lotto did that song with the homie from what is it? What's that? The K-pop band. Why can't I remember their name right now? You know what I'm talking? His name is Jungkook though. Why can't I remember their BTS. And then I believe Doja Cat had the first album. Yeah, that went number one, and then now Nicki. You know what I mean, rounding the year out. So, yeah, the women is holding down. And shout out to Doja, too. Doja's another one that, like, spits. Yeah. Yeah, like and, like, that's the thing, too. I do wish the women could get away from, like, always having to talk about sex. And not that Doja Cat doesn't talk about sex, but it's not raunchy excessively. It's raunchy when she wants it to be, but it's like cleverly done. I don't know how to explain. She's a great songwriter, so it's just like it doesn't seem like a gimmick. It doesn't seem like that. Whereas I don't really know how nice Ice Spice. I like Ice Spice, but I couldn't get in a barbershop argument.
I would say most female artists will fall in that category that you say gimmick. Mm-hmm. But there are ones that really spit.
They don't get the push.
They don't get the push unless they package it with sex.
Exactly. Yeah.
So like Nicki, I think she's done the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Like she spits. Ain't no question about that. And she's sexy.
Lotto's, I think, is the next one up.
Lotto, yep.
Yeah, she came in with the big energy, which she had to, but she got bars when she needs them. You know what I'm saying? And I think if she stays on the trajectory, and she's also like, she's kind of like bubbling on the low though. Like, you know what I'm saying? While other people are getting all the accolades, I feel like she's getting like Billboard awards and like little things where no one really knows them. Before you know, it'd be like, yo, Lotto got the da-da-da song. Lotto got this many. Right. You know what I mean? So I think, if you keep an eye on Lotto, I think she definitely. How you feel about Megan Thee Stallion after the year she had?
I mean, I've never really listened to an album of hers. And so I hear the singles that are on the radio, and I mean, I haven't really heard much recently from her
since the Tory stuff, right? Yeah.
Right.
You think that she'll be able to? Because she was pretty big before.
No, I think she will be able. Because I seen a commercial that she was in. It has something to do with football.
Was it Nike? I know she had a Nike thing going on at one time. She's very.
No, I feel like she's gonna be fine.
Yeah, because she
just needs to drop another album.
Yeah.
And I think
I think the people that mess with her, they're gonna mess with her. Like, I don't know how many dudes. A lot of dudes turned on her with the story thing. Like, I think that's stupid. If you get shot, you get shot. Like,
I think they just initially didn't believe it all because most people didn't believe it.
I still don't believe it all. But also, but something happened to her.
Right.
At the end of the day.
But I think after the trial, people started. Yeah, I mean, he probably shot her.
It's not looking great. Yeah.
And all of that, but she'll be fine. 2024, I think, will be a good year for her.
You think so? I don't. Yeah. See, like with her. I'll give her a little more leeway. I really think Cardi is nice. I just don't think Cardi could carry a song. I think Cardi needs a feature, or Cardi as a feature is going to be great because she only has to give 16. But I think to carry a song, hook, verse, I don't know if she has that necessarily. Could do that without a Megan Thee Stallion on the track, or without.
I mean, so it's been so long since her first album. I don't even really remember
that many songs with just her, right? Like,
well, I don't remember any of the songs except for like Bodak Yellow. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not gonna do that. Like Cardi, she can carry a song, but it's. I'll compare Cardi to maybe like I don't want to say French Montana.
But why would you say that?
No, what I'm saying, because like for him also, like he's not somebody that got bars, and also musically he's not. I mean, he doesn't come out with albums like that, mm-hmm. but he'll drop a single. He'll do features. Yeah. He's great on hooks, and every once in a while he'll do a full length song. He ain't dropping bars, but it's still a song, and it's gonna get play. I feel like.
Oh, is it Bronx rappers?
She is from the Bronx.
The conspiracy.
Hey, you never know.
Nah, shout out to the BX.
I mean, they know how to get to the bag. They ain't gonna be there. They know how to get to the bag.
We'll say that with Cardi too. I think we saw the stat like not too long ago that her OnlyFans is like one of the top ones. Her and Iggy Azalea are like top earners on OnlyFans. So if you figured out a way,
she's an entertainer. I'll put it. She's an entertainer. She ain't gonna give you some crazy bars. She's not gonna be a singer, but she's entertaining as a whole. People like her IG. She's out there, like. Yeah,
you're right.
So she's an entertainer.
She's like a less messy, more talented Blueface. If that makes sense. It sounds like I'm trying to diss her, or I'm trying to diss, and I'm not trying to diss any of them.
No, I mean, because they're both known.
It's the antics outside of music, and not antics is the wrong word, but it's the stuff that happens outside of music.
Yeah, it's not the music.
Yeah, it's not like you have to drop an album to keep that buzz going. That buzz is going, It'd be nice.
That buzz has been going forever without music.
It probably could be bigger if you sprinkled some albums in there, but you don't need it because it's obviously the buzz is buzzing. People still want to pay.
And if you don't have bars like that, you don't want to try and oversaturate because
you might be exposed. Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah, but that was just something I want to shine some light on, man. Women, female rappers, please hold it down again in 2024. Male rappers, wake up. You know what I'm saying? There's been some dope stuff, you know what I mean, that came out in the past year, but I think hip hop needs a resurgence this year. Like, they need a buzz. Like, I haven't been excited. Even the big ones. Drake dropped last year, and I like Drake's album. Don't get it twisted, but it's like I haven't felt anticipation for an album in a very long time.
But think about it. I mean, as you get older, I don't know that you're gonna.
That's gonna be the same like high school feeling.
Yeah, I just don't think so.
And also, when we were the age that I would have got excited about an album, music was packaged in a different way.
Yeah,
one radio, two radio stations.
You may have had to go and buy it, get exactly. Your CD. Like, it was an experience.
Yeah, exactly. And then, exactly, like you said, it was a whole. All right, I'm gonna get this, but then I'm listening to the interview that he does with Angie Martinez, and then he might be off. You know what I mean? You don't really get that nowadays. Like, they was mad, not they, but Elliot Wilson was mad that Nikki went and did an interview with Kai Cenat as opposed to like hip hop media. But I'm also like, I get it.
I don't mind that.
Yeah, hip hop media is trying to. It feels almost gotcha, kind of like. I don't know why, but I felt like that for a while. Like, a lot of times you'll go somewhere and not even gotcha in a bad way. Because I used to respect that about the Breakfast Club. They would actually ask the questions that the public want to know. Mm-hmm. But it's like, it was 7:00 in the morning, bro. Like, do you really want that? Or do you want to go somewhere where it feels comfortable and you feel like you're chilling with your homeboy? You might want to go to a concert. Not. You might want to do the streaming thing. Or what Drake was doing when he did the Bobby Attoff, or I forgot her name, but it was the white girl. She does like the awkward kind of interviews.
Okay, yeah, she does those with a lot of people.
Yeah. But to me,
I feel like I'm seeing a lot more of those nowadays.
Yeah, because I think you'd rather do that because it don't feel like for the artist. I think as like I gotta be on my P's and Q's as opposed to like. Nobody's really doing like crazy interviews like that other than the Breakfast Club nowadays.
Little Yachty shit is like that too.
Where you could just go and chop it up with him.
Yeah, like it's not formal. It's just just sitting down, chilling, talking.
And I think we're gonna see more of that because it's like I don't know if hip hop media treated the artist the way that the artists want to be treated. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you kind of gotta remember how Jay-Z would be like, "Yo, y'all put me on the cover." But y'all not doing that for me. You doing that because you know it sells more copies of your magazine. So it's like, make this a two-way street. Like, give me something at least. Give me a nice article. Don't make me read the article and now I'm tight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel, you know what I mean? So I don't know where it's at. Maybe they could get back to it. I would love to see a lot of like more hip hop publication. But I'm also not mad. I think Kai Cenat is hip hop media now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's changing. Yeah. Like, what we once knew is not going to be tomorrow.
And with that, man, we take it to my next segment up in here. It's called Have You Heard? This is where, I just bring some headlines to the table and see if y'all heard. Spec, why they messing with the next president of the United States, man? Why they doing my man Trump like this? Why are they taking him off of ballots? First it was Colorado and now Maine.
Maine voted for him off?
Yep, Maine has become the second state after Colorado to bar former President Donald Trump from appearing on the 2024 Republican ballot.
Looks like a Supreme Court battle.
Now, that was the issue, right? The Supreme Court, they wanted them to make a decision on, or was it this particular issue? If he could run again, I believe, right?
Right.
The special counsel, Jack.
Due to January 6th.
Yeah. But they said, nah, we're not rushing this.
Yeah, they're not willing to hear it until it's heard by a lower court. The prosecutor was essentially just trying to, because he knew Trump is going to appeal, do all of these things. So he just tried to take it to the highest court, have them make a ruling. And now, like, let's just hypothetically say they came down and said, yeah, we agree. You can't, after what you did, you can't run.
It's done though.
Then it's done.
Yeah.
It's all over.
Yeah.
But since they decided not to rule on it, we're going to go throughout the process.
Yeah. I think this is going to be a trend that continues. It's really the only way you can stop him. The legal trouble wasn't stopping his popularity. Mm-hmm. There's no definite answer that the legal issues are going to end with him being prosecuted for something. So, being convicted of anything. So, yeah, this is the way to go about it. Now, what they're doing is, the 14th Amendment is if you are part of an insurrection of some sort that now bars you from running for president.
Right. And that's where, Colorado and now Maine have taken him off the ballot so far. So we'll see.
What evidence do they have that? I guess because he doesn't have to organize the insurrection; he just has to be a part of it, right?
Yeah, I mean, evidence. We all seen what happened.
No, but it wasn't proven in a court though. Because remember that January 6th count,
yeah, but so here's the thing: it will be these Maine's decision, Colorado's decision. It will eventually be challenged, in the Supreme Court or something like that. But one, there's no sense to do it right now because states are still voting on this. Mm-hmm. So you want to wait until you get all the results back. And so it will, because again, people are going to have a problem with this because people believe that the people should vote. The people should have a say as to whether or not he should be president and not the courts. And so, we'll see.
Yeah, you break the law though. You gotta ride with that. They said that they were getting death threats. The Colorado judges that made this decision.
I believe it.
These
his following is crazy.
Yeah, they just don't care. They just you gonna sit in prison over sending a death threat to a judge.
But that. So this is the only thing that kind of bothers me or worries me about the future of this whole situation is because it's kind of obviously he's the front runner, he's the most popular, and he plays to the the part of the base. It's a small part of the base, but yet their voice is so loud, and because the reality is
they're the extremists, right?
Because they don't represent the majority of the country. Mm-hmm. The majority of the country is somewhere in the middle. Yeah. They're not all the way on the left. They're not all the way on the right. They're somewhere in the middle. And the reality is both parties, they kind of suck right now at, playing to that middle base. Mm. So,
you know what it reminds me of? This is not to change topics. It's like Hamas and what are they? The Palestinians. Mm-hmm. The Palestinian people are being punished for what a small population of people did. You know what I'm saying? And millions of people are being displaced. I think the number's at over 20,000 now. Of casualties.
Over a very small group.
Mostly women and children.
And if you are a Palestinian, it's like you are a terrorist because of that small group. And if you live and y'all all are forced into the Gaza Strip, and y'all all terrorists essentially.
And we haven't really spoken on this. We definitely wanted to. There was a lot of opinions and everything, emotions, and not to get the whole thing about Gaza, but it's you see it it's the same thing we're seeing right now. It's these small group of people are definitely
they have the megaphone.
Yeah, it sounds they're just the loudest. Yeah, and in their case, the most extreme, the ones who are doing the actions. And it's in our country. Just to bring it back to America, you got the dude who broke into Nancy Pelosi's house. You know what I'm saying? You got the dudes who they was plotting to kidnap the Michigan lady. But that was a little weird though, because they said they were set up by the feds though. Like the feds knew these niggas was impressionable or something like that, and I think they was it was one, it was probably one, but then they turned it into 4, and then it was it was a whole thing. But I think they got off, didn't they?
I didn't think so, but I don't know.
I
thought they went to. I thought some of them went to jail,
but not all of them, right?
Not all of them.
Yeah, okay. What's her name? Gretchen Whitmer, right?
Yeah.
I thought I seen some of them got off, and I think it was because they was
Yeah, some of them definitely, because it was a large group at first that they arrested.
And it was but some of y'all,
only 4 of them got jail time.
Yeah, okay. 3 men were acquitted. This is in September. 3 men were acquitted Friday of all charges, though. And so it looks like some of them got caught up. The co-leader got caught up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to the point is that's something that because I'm looking, it was 10 of them that they got. Yeah, okay. Yeah, but the fact that this is a conversation in 2023, of dudes that are plotting to kidnap somebody because they don't get along with this dude, or I was thinking the other day, you heard of Lauren Boebert?
That name sounds familiar.
She's on Congress. She's in Congress.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know, with the glasses, kind of like Milfy.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, why is this lady fake? Like, I don't know about. I was like, why do we care about her? What has she done? But the only thing I can go is because she's a loud Trump supporter.
And that's the one that something like she had orchestra tickets.
Oh,
like
they kicked her out?
Yeah, something like that.
She was vaping because
she was vaping at the.
She's a little
and
messy.
A pregnant woman was right behind her.
No, she messy, but then she was leaving. She was like getting ignorant when they was leaving and whatnot. And she had like the heavies out, like they was. She had the little cut short. I was like, "Is this?" Well, I'm finding out. Okay, she's looking milky tonight. No, but I was like, "Why is she famous? Like, why do we care about her?" Like, I see her because
she's loud.
The connection to Trump. Yeah. It's crazy, but so Trump's number one. I guess we're gonna take it to the next story. Who's number two?
This chick,
Nikki Haley.
Nikki Haley
said the dumbest thing you can say this week. First of all, you can't be the president with your name, Nikki. Nobody's gonna say President Nikki.
President Nikki?
I don't think that's gonna happen, bro. I could be wrong, but it's something about it just don't roll off the tongue. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just different though. But we would have said the same thing about Barack Obama.
Yeah, President.
Barack Obama. But Nikki Haley found herself in some issues this week because she was asked a question at a town hall meeting, and I do think the guy who asked her the question was...
You know what he was doing.
He was playing. Because the question ain't got nothing to do with politics in 2023. And I think he probably seen her answer that question before. And he knew she doesn't mention...
And I thought like she knew what he was trying to do before she answered it. But she still was like... She
walked right into it. I seen something like... Well, for everyone who doesn't know the audience, she basically was asked, what was
the cause of the Civil War?
Thank you, Ambassador.
Thank you.
Please, what was the cause of the United States Civil War?
Well, don't come with an easy question or anything. I mean, I think the cause of the Civil War was basically how government was going to run, the freedoms and what people could and couldn't do.
Thank you. And in the year 2023, it's astonishing to me that you answer that question without mentioning the word slavery.
What do you want me to say about slavery?
It was about states' rights and... What do you want me to say about slavery?
Oh, Lord.
I seen something where they were like, they don't let her answer questions like that. Like, they were like, they know who they're going to pick their questions from, and they kind of got a pre-planned, and they don't really let her get into like an open question response. But it was like, some shit like she was running late that day. It was bad weather. She had got in there, and then it was kind of like off the cuff.
Yep, better.
I'm being caught her off guard. But there's a bigger story here. I didn't know this to be. I heard this, and I don't want to. Please don't take this as what I'm just saying. What I heard. I don't know if this is gospel, but I heard some places south of the Mason-Dixon, they don't teach them that the Civil War is about slavery.
I mean, I believe I could see that.
They teach them it's about states' rights.
I could see that.
Yeah, and they like, yo, they trying to take away the rights.
Yeah.
They omit it. It's omitted.
Right, because
even
with Nikki Haley's answer, because when I first heard it, I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, it's about states' rights, individual rights, economic freedom, individual freedom. It's like, so all of those things are true.
Yeah.
She just never mentioned, she just didn't say the word slavery. And so it's kind of the same thing that you speak of. Like, they'll talk about, the states' rights, economic, all of these freedoms, which are very true, but they don't want to say the word.
Yeah. So that's why you thought she was doing it on purpose.
Right.
Like she was trying to I'm gonna say it without saying it.
That's what I thought.
I'm not gonna give you what you want, kind of. Yeah.
Because when I first, I'm like, okay, you could have just said slave. I get what you're trying to say, I guess. Yeah. But then she was like, well, what do you want me to say? I'm like, oh, Lord.
That's how you knew that.
Now you lost me.
Yeah. She realized halfway through it what was happening, I think, and she was like, what do you want me to say about slavery? It happened. Bring it back. What is she, South Carolina? So she dealt with all that Confederate flag stuff and all that nonsense, man. She should know better. Come on, Nikki. Do better. I don't think it's gonna affect where she's at though. I think
No.
like I said, I do think now if they get Trump up out of there, I think she's definitely. We might be saying President Nikki. Like she's doing okay for herself. I don't know how that's gonna keep going.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or she gets a couple more moments like this if it's
right.
still gonna be as popular. But I don't think that I think her base don't give a fuck about.
No, this will blow over.
Yeah. This is just something to make her look bad and whatever the case may be. Because she does have, I think, the ability to cross over. I think it's going to really come down to when they start hitting her with hardline questions about abortion.
Well, no, because she's
pro.
She's pro-life.
Is she pro-life?
Meaning like have the baby.
Yeah,
she's pro-life, but like they've already I think that's why she is number 2 now, because when they came out with that ruling, was like 2 months ago. I forget the ruling, but it has something to do with abortion. Mm-hmm. And you know, she leveled with people. It's like, yes, I am pro-life, but also I understand people who are not, and I believe when the Supreme Court ruled that states have the right to make that decision, and she was like, but I certainly support the states' rights to be able to choose, and for people who live in those states, town, whatever the case may be, who choose to have abortions, that is their right. And so she made it seem to where she gives, my opinion is I am pro-life, but I am not against you for being pro-abortion.
Yeah, okay.
Either. We can coexist. And this is what our voting thing is for. You know, if you want people who love to be pro-life, that's what they're going to vote, and so on and so forth. But
you seen the thing in Texas, a couple weeks ago, where the white lady, this white blonde lady, she
was in court?
Yeah. And they wouldn't let her get the abortion. And she just had to leave the state eventually. Mm-hmm. And she was going to wait. But what I think happened was her fetus passed away. Mm-hmm. And the longer it stayed there was going to lower her chances of, 1, maybe her life, but 2, ever having a kid again. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the perfect storm to show how, because everybody started getting
that shit was crazy, so
yeah, but crazy. You notice some of them Republican dudes, I don't know if you saw their statements, they was talking about it a little differently, because the idea of abortion is a black woman with 5 kids already that just, she's just out here having sex. She's like, I just want to go get another abortion. That's what they want to paint the stereotype as. But when they get a white woman who's married with kids and wants to have a family that needs to have an abortion or her health is going to be thrown off, that throws the whole thing on its head. Yeah. And now it's like, how you stand? And I'm sure we get a couple more that look like her. Is going to start putting them in some weird positions.
No, they lost the whole issue on abortion. Like, it's far gone. And that's what's on the ballot. That's one of the big things that's going to be on the ballot is abortion.
How you think Biden's chances looking?
Oh, man. I don't even want to think about it. But, I mean, until somebody else steps up, he's the fucking front runner.
What do you mean RFK at? I've heard he's in it, but I ain't see RFK in weeks.
Yeah, me neither. I haven't seen him in months.
I was like, is that fake running? What's going on?
I don't know that. As we speak today, there's nobody to challenge Biden. Like, really, as we speak today. So, I don't know. The only hope that we could have is, like, for instance, like the year Obama won in 2008, he didn't step on the scene until like February, like late in the game. Yeah. And so I'm just hoping maybe somebody come through in the next couple months. But
Obama was after Bush, right? Yeah.
Shit.
All right, man. We have to talk about this because we spoke about it, all the other factors of it. And it happened a couple weeks ago, while we was on holiday break. Jonathon Majors found guilty, man, of 2 misdemeanor charges, assault and harassment, I believe. Both misdemeanor charges. So he had more serious charges that he was acquitted of.
Okay.
I just want to put that out there. But they did find him guilty on these 2 of the 4 counts that were brought against him. It goes back to the March 25th incident with his girlfriend at the time, Grace Jabari. And we saw a video of him where it looks like, they're getting some type of altercation in a car. He tries to get out. looks like he picks her up at some point. I think that's when her hand got hurt or something like that. And then runs full speed down the street. Which I think I said this in the text chat recently. You kind of do have to do that when you're around a crazy girl. Like it does sounds crazy, but that might. I would have thought before this would save somebody from getting in trouble, but even as you see, that's not going to get him in trouble. Now, do I think he ran after he probably did something he probably shouldn't have done?
Right.
Yeah. Does he wish maybe now in retrospect, just let her have the phone? Like you're probably going to break up with this girl anyway.
Right.
Like it's not that serious. But also, I think I didn't come up with this point. Maybe Charlamagne said this. Like, who knows what was on that phone in terms of like other people's privacy? So why I kind of get that too, but yeah, I don't want to say he lost everything because I don't think he has lost everything. I don't think his career is done either. But Disney definitely did not let much time pass before they made a statement to say that they dropped him, and I thought that was kind of corny.
I mean, it's in line. It's in line with who they are.
It is. It is.
I'm not surprised.
I also don't think, and I think they came to that realization way before that verdict came out, because I don't think his character in their universe, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, has been doing it's profitable. You know what I mean? Since like the current line of movies that they have coming out, I think Ant-Man didn't do crazy, the Marvels didn't do crazy, so I think they was gonna reset anyway. Mm-hmm. But the fact that as soon as the verdict dropped, probably 2 hours later,
they were just waiting to have a reason.
I just like that's more so to embarrass him, I think, or
I don't think it's just you need a reason to do it, and so there's your reason.
The only good, if I'm gonna play devil's advocate, the only reason I can say is he was gonna get a lot of press in between the next 24 hours when that had happened, and they wanted it to stop saying Disney and Marvel actor Jonathon Majors. So that I can agree with, but it's just like I do feel bad that this happened. Do I think? And I don't particularly. I think Jonathon Majors is kind of goofy, to be honest with you. But like, it does hurt to see it happen to a brother. You know what I mean? But there's also a cautionary tale here. Handle your emotions.
That's as simple as it gets. Right
people are gonna push buttons. People are gonna test you. People are gonna, you know what I mean? Like to me, if it didn't happen there with her, it was gonna happen at some other point.
Yeah, I mean, and listen, we as men, you know who you're in the bed with. You know who you're getting into a relationship with. There's always signs. So I mean, like I don't believe that night was the first night that maybe she spazzed and got physical. Like I feel like this was all coming to a head, and that night was the head.
Like I said, I have a personal responsibility. If you would have been found in
when the writing's on the wall, you gotta go.
You got, and not only that, you have a lot to lose. Like
a lot.
From our standpoint, and I think even from an industry standpoint, you were like, yo, you just did a Marvel movie, that Creed 3, which kind of he stole kind of all the hype from that by getting in trouble, but that was a pretty big release. Like people were kind of excited to see that. So like, I think he had movies that were coming out that were
No, like 2022, 2020, like this was his time.
Yeah, he was which is I guess it just it's that fragile. It's, you know what I mean. Anything you got going for yourself, it really is that fragile, and take it serious. You know what I mean, because it could be taken away like that in a heartbeat, man. Spec, have you heard adult entertainer Adam 22 and his wife Lena the Plug have they've dropped a new release with adult star Lil D. You know Lil D?
I do. I don't really like his videos because it's just
that low budget, right?
Not only that, he just looked like a little boy.
Well, he doesn't. Well, that's when he first came out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
he doesn't look that much different now. He's 25. I think he was what? Yeah. Well, legally he would have had to be 18, right?
Okay. Yeah.
But he was. Now I say all that to say I don't. What they do is what they do, and I think a lot of people that have this weird like. They want to diss him, or they want to judge him, or they want to call Adam a cuck, or whatever the case may be. It's like, I think they forget these are adult entertainers. Like, if they didn't do a podcast, none of this would be out the realm of
They'd
anything.
just be fucking on video.
What people do. So it's like, I think that we do have to remind ourselves that. But and I don't pay much attention to Adam 22 and Lena either. But when but we know when the Jason Love thing I think happened early in 2023, that was something that got a lot of attention. And then this kind of got my attention, at least. I watched the interview that they did with Lil D, and it was actually really interesting. And I was like, why? Why am I interested in this? I think there's something about a man and his wife, and then another person that they let into their relationship for the sake of content, because it doesn't seem like it was for the sake of just shits and gigs.
Right.
I think there's something that and then for them to have just normal conversation, and then to like, you notice little things like she gets shy about certain things, or he won't want to open up, or he'll get jealous about certain, you know what I mean? And you'll realize that you're like, these are normal people, but they not normal, but they doing not normal stuff. You know what I'm saying? And they really, I don't know. It's just a big conversation. But like, it was like when I saw, I didn't know anything about it, but I guess they did like they really are smart, because they made a whole like reality show kind of thing out of it, where it was like a dating game kind of thing, and they were like 5 people competing to be whoever else was going to join their whatever the threesome that they do or whatever. So it's just like,
and Little D1,
yeah, okay. The competition. But no, I was like, it's funny. I was like, does anybody else know who this dude is? Because it's like,
I know Little D is.
Yo, he has mad videos on there. He was saying that's what I was going to bring up. He was like how when he at first came in, they kept trying to make him do movies like Sarah J. and like these older like women. He was like, I was cool with it. I was into that. But he was like that. He does look young still. Like he's 25 now. He just kind of, and he was like, I started getting into my 20s. And he was like, they still kept wanting me to do that. And I was like, this don't even make sense. He's like, he literally said, he's like, this feels creepy. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, yeah, I can see that.
What, like the older women?
That he has to play a young, because he has to play like a young.
Oh, okay. He looks young. Okay, yeah, okay.
So the theme that they're making him play in the role.
I never listened to like the plot and nothing like that, so I don't know.
I thought it was just some chicks all over this crib.
So I never hear like what they be talking about.
That's hilarious because I agree. I don't even. But no, shout out to them for continuing. Like, I gotta give props for props is due. There are millions of people, obviously in the OnlyFans era, making content. The fact that when they drop stuff, it makes new, like, you know what I'm saying? Now this is making less news than the Jason Love thing, because I think at this point people are just like, it's not that remarkable anymore. Mm-hmm. But it's just like, it's, I don't know. I don't hear any other adult stars making like headlines. You know what I mean? When they drop a project.
No, I mean I think they have a dope concept. Mm-hmm. Their podcast or whatever you want to call it. I mean, who else is doing that? I mean, that's genius to me.
People hate on Adam 22, and then, you know what I mean? Like I said, I think we view their relationship in the way we view our own relationships. And it's like you can't. Like you're projecting. You know what I'm saying? It's like if
that's what I was just about to say. Like if anybody has a problem, they're just haters. I mean, what he and his wife does, it doesn't make it. What does it do to you? So why do you really care?
But it's the same thing with Beyonce that we were just saying. Like with anyone who looks at Beyonce and was like, why would Beyonce get back with it? It's like, why do you care? It's
right.
Like, she makes music. Enjoy the music.
And if you
know what I mean, then turn it off. Yeah. But I think with them, it's like they're smart because they take what we're doing, a podcast. Like I can watch two people I've never met before have a conversation because podcasts is interesting like that. So now you add them being adult entertainers on top of that, and it's like, bro, everybody has an interest in adult entertainers. Like everybody does. Like it's not, and I'm not even meaning in like a weird way. I mean like it's just the taboo thing in life that we kind of like don't talk about and don't da-da-da. Like even the other day you sent me a clip where homeboy was getting at the OnlyFans girl for telling her like she doesn't have any value in society.
A lot of things will be hard for you to comprehend. That's why you're in sex work, because you can't offer value in the marketplace.
What the
Don't worry, I'm not really talking to you. I'm speaking against you as a symbol.
A symbol of what?
A symbol of a declining society where people lack values. Mm-hmm. So the point is this. If you had IQ and skills to offer to the marketplace, you can earn a good income. Being that the most valuable thing about you is something that you never earned. You didn't earn knowledge, you didn't earn skills. It's your breast that you paid for and your butthole. So you market that to earn money, which is to say, if I took your brain and placed your brain into a man's body, you would be in poverty.
I'm just good for nothing. Yep, you caught me.
No, you are good for something. That's why you have OnlyFans. And that's my point, is that that's what you're good for.
And I was like, damn, like, but he was right. He was right. Everything he said was like correct. that what they're doing is because more morality in our society doesn't have a premium.
But it was based off of his opinion. Like, what they're doing that is not valuable is based on his and a larger group of society's opinion on what is considered to be moral, what is considered to be valuable. Because like I said in the text message, as far as I'm concerned, they provide that's an essential job. That's an essential duty. Like, what would we do without sex workers? Not what would we do? Like, the world ain't gonna end, but adult entertainment has been around forever, and it will continue to be around forever because as human beings, we like and love sex. Period. Like, sex sells.
No, you're 100% right. This is his opinion, and that's why I kind of was like, and it was a clip. It was also an edited clip to make it look. It ended at a certain point, but it looked like she got mad. I mean,
he was coming hard with facts,
but he just talks better than her. She couldn't play.
She couldn't rebut. I mean,
she couldn't think of anything more clever. But she also looked like she got offended, and it was just like, well, that's your opinion. I make $10,000 a month. Like, you know what I mean? I make $20,000 a month doing this. Like, I don't.
Anybody who makes money like that, how could how could you even say that what they're doing is not clearly the shit is valuable? Like,
but that's the.
And his whole thing is, oh, you're not really using your brain to shake your ass or open up your legs. You have to use your brain to market it, to provide the that's bullshit. Enough, yeah. It just goes to, it's the same issue in our politics. It's the same issue in our society as a whole. It's an older generation who is still in control. Whether it's the baby boomer, I don't know but it's that generation. They have views on what our society should look like, how you should act, what's appropriate, what's not. But no, like, who the fuck are you?
But it was just an audience noise. It was a YouTube clip that we were seeing. It was, I think it was the Whatever podcast. But here's my thing. However strong his opinions were, he probably supports some level of in one way or the other. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, bro, like, don't, and I get it. You don't have to be out in the open necessarily saying that you watch this adult entertainer or you watch this. But it's also like, don't try to make it seem like, because if she was doing something, let's say she was feeding homeless people. Are you out there giving props to the people who do that? No. Let's say she was out here getting animals off the street. You out here giving props to the people that do that? You on a podcast making content surrounded by them because nobody would care about it if you was, you know what I mean? If you wasn't surrounded by those girls. So it's just kind of like, it's the double standard that gets me mad. It's like, y'all enjoy what Lena and Adam 22 do, so don't try to make it seem like, oh, they're weird. They're entertainers they're in that industry. And you know what I mean? Because they make a podcast, because they let us in on another part of their life, we think that now we can kind of tell them what to do. It's kind of like Blueface and Krayshawn. It's like, because they've let us in so much, now we feel like we have some type of like say so on who they are and what kind of people they are. They could be laughing at us all behind closed doors. They're all playing, you know what I mean, making money off of this together. So it's just like, we gotta see entertainment for that wall that it really is, and take what it is from it. I was telling my girl that, she was like, oh, I don't think I can listen to Diddy's music anymore after the Cassie thing. And I'm like, yeah, but then you're gonna take his music off and listen to somebody else who might have been doing the same thing or worse.
You just don't know about it.
Yeah, it just hasn't come out yet. Or we're punishing him for something that might not be true. Not in the case of Puffy, we don't know what it is, what's true or not. But I'm saying for anybody, you could take Puffy out of it, insert artist here. You know what I'm saying? We don't know if these things are true. Like, we can't make an assumption because somebody settled something because they don't want to deal with the press that they're necessarily guilty. It's like, it's easy to make that assumption. It's easy to want to lean that way. But I'm like, if I like a song, I like a song. Right. I'm not gonna sit here with this moral like standard. Now, if it does make me feel uncomfortable while I'm listening to it, then I don't like the song anymore. But it's also like, I'm not gonna take off Puffy to listen to Michael Jackson, because then I feel like someone's gonna walk in the room and be like, well, Michael Jackson did it. All right, let's take Michael Jackson on. Put this. Chris Brown did this. It's like, come on, bro.
Everybody done did something.
It's what I mean. Like, well, this person is an Illuminati. That's like, come on, you just gonna ruin music for me. So, yo, Spec. Before we get up out of here, bro, something we haven't done in a long time. Let's bring it back to things I've seen on the internet, bro. I got a couple clips that I want to show you, man. If y'all don't know, this is when I pull up some clips from the internet, you know what I mean, and I show my man Spec. This shit, I was like, oh, they cutting this nigga head off, bro. Cartel don't be fucking around. I realized, that's like a kiwi or some shit.
Oh, is it? I'm like,
yo, that looks like. Yo, look at the beginning of it. Hold on, let me roll it back. That look like a nigga's shoulder right there. You know why this fucked me up?
Like cutting the scalp.
I seen a fucked up Cartel video on like World Star like 2 weeks ago where they like drowned this nigga alive or some shit. So I'm like, yo, they might, you know what I mean? They got the buzz cut. But yeah, no, that I thought that was a wild video. This shit was crazy. I'll show you this one first, man. So this was like some type of construction accident, right? And they go zoom in. So you see how this whole thing it fell. These niggas is just hanging, bro. They went 500 feet in the air, bro. At first I looked at it, I was like, nah, they working. Don't even look at it. Like they just doing shit. But then I realized, like, yeah, there's nothing underneath for him. That's crazy. This nigga just hanging on. He not, yeah. That's crazy, bro.
I hope they made it out.
Yeah. I hope so. Wait, I don't even know where this is at. So, yeah, so the video shown moments after their support scaffolding failed and fell between two under construction high-rise buildings. The men shown hanging were rescued while another worker tragically passed away. Damn. Things I've seen on the internet. Yo, Spec, that is another episode in the books, my brother. First one for 2024. Happy New Year, my guy. Where can they find you on social media this year?
Nowhere.
We gotta get Spec on social media this year. This is the year, y'all. Start the petition, man. Get it started, man. We gonna get Spec on here, man. But you can find your boy DJ Playboy on X at DJ Playboy, on Instagram at Plickapeezy, PLICCAPEEZY. You can also find Perfect Talk Podcast on Instagram at Perfect Talk Radio. Follow the website, www.perfecttalkpodcast.com, for everything DJ Playboy going on in 2024. We got some big things on the way, man. Every episode also available on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, Spotify. You know what I'm saying? I know I said it already, but make sure you go back to the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, you know, hit the like button, hop in the comments. What you telling them to smash, Spec?
Smash that like button, people.
We need that. And that subscribe button. That's the big one. We need that right there. Subscribers is getting up. We trying to hold y'all down in 2024. Make sure you leave comments, because this year I'm getting back to it. We're going to get back to y'all comments and like showcasing it on every episode. We took a little break off. It's the end of the year. We on vacation. But you know what I'm saying? When in 2024, we going to hold y'all down. We got you. Spec, what is going on with the Detroit Pistons? Why can they not win a game, bro?
Well, I mean, at least they've been consistent.
Consistently, and the thing I see, because I'm in the gym a lot of mornings, I see their highlights. They be in it.
They be in. They can't close games.
Yeah, there's something off. Yeah, I don't know if it's Monty. I don't know if it's the players. There's a cancer in the locker room. They're
a very young team. And
they okay?
I mean, yeah, they ball, but they can't close out games. Yeah. So.
How's the season looking? I mean, Christmas is done. We watched the in-season tournament. How's it looking right now? Who's the front runners? Because they got OKC is doing pretty good, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I mean, there's a OKC do. I mean, Boston has the number one record. Milwaukee, I think, is number 2. I think Milwaukee maybe. No, I don't think they're number 2. I mean, there's a lot of teams that are doing. I can't really call.
Ja's back.
So I mean, it should be an exciting rest of the NBA season.
Yeah, it's looking competitive. Football's winding up. It's about to be playoff time, so it's getting really exciting in that. It's
that great time of year.
Yo, it's not bad, man. I get lonely after football, so you gotta soak it all up in this time of year, man. But college football is actually, by the time y'all see this, the championship game should be set. So you know what I mean. And I say all that to say, enjoy y'all sports. You know what I mean. Bet responsibly. Be smart about it. You know what I mean? What else? And then Olympics is coming up this year, 2024.
Oh wow,
it's an Olympic year, brother.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? We get to support all the athletes. I like Summer Olympics. I'm a big Summer Olympics guy. So it's gonna be a good year. I think 2024. Any resolutions?
I'm still working on it.
Me and you both, you know what I mean? Usually I got them locked in, and I like to start them before the new year starts. But I think really just last year I told you I was going to try to hold y'all down every week, drop an episode, co-host or not. We dropping it for y'all. We giving y'all this information. We giving y'all the stories, and I think I'm going to do the same thing in 24. You know what I mean? Hold them down. We got Spec in the building rocking with us. You know what I mean? And if he ain't here and nobody else here, I'm going to hold you down. If I can't make it, well, I don't know what's going to happen. But we up out of here, y'all. Spec, say goodbye to the people, man.
Deuces, people.
Peace.